grappling with rising costs of living and insecurity. Do you believe this administration has really lived up to the expectations you helped shape? And what would you say to Nigerians who feel disappointed today?
My dear brother, Nigerians have never, and I say this with all emphasis at my disposal, and I stand to be controverted by anybody, and I'm ready and willing to present myself for a public debate with anybody. Nigerians have never had an administration like this, headed by a president, a man who has vision, who has knowledge, who has courage. These three critical attributes of leadership, we have never seen it combined in any previous leader of Nigeria, except Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, if I tell you there is no making of an omelette without breaking the eggs. Today, from economic dimension to political dimension to social angle, this government has touched every area. Infrastructurally, there is no government in the history of Nigeria that has embarked on very bold infrastructural development, cutting across all strata of society. Take the game-changing Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. This was something dreamt of over 40 years ago. No administration had the courage, the boldness, the audacity to implement it. Whereas we've had administrations that govern this country swimming in money, but lacking in knowledge and vision. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done it. Don't forget that the issue of fuel subsidy that has been creating ripples. This was a bottomless pit for Nigeria. If you want to restructure an economy like Nigeria that had been in the economic doldrums and in the abyss for decades, you have to stop digging. And when you are in the hole, you stop digging. And the only way to stop digging is to seal the leakages, to plug the loopholes. Now, the oil fuel subsidy was a huge loophole that the president had to plug immediately on assumption of office. What has this translated to? It has translated into a humongous amount of revenue accruing to the entire structure of government all over the nation, federal, state, local government. The state government, the subnationals, have never had this type of revenue accrued to them in the history of Nigeria. I mean, let's face facts. Let us move away from emotions and sentiments and face realities. The subnationals, and these are attested to by governors, they've never had this amount of money. So what should the citizenry do? Ask your leaders at the subnational levels. What have they done with your revenue?
All right.
One governor recently confessed publicly that his allocation has tripled since the advent of this government. So what has happened to this allocation? This revenue, increase in revenue is supposed to percolate down the line. So the president has done his bit by removing this huge allocation that was going to the private pockets of smugglers, of fuel smugglers, of the economic parasites, those who are lynching the country economically, draining the Nigerian citizenry. Now, that is one aspect of it. On the federal side, a lot of this revenue has been diverted into huge infrastructural development. Like I mentioned, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. As we speak, the Sokoto-Badagry Highway is ongoing. This cuts across 7 states of agrarian land, opening those states into huge agricultural land. The Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, with coastal lanes traversing 9 states, is an economic game changer. Imagine the property value all along the 9 states. Imagine the economic tourism that would, come up all along the 9 states of the South. Not to talk of those of the North. Not to talk of other agricultural inputs. Not to talk of all the technological innovations and developments in the communication sector, in the ICT sector, the financial wizardry of this Mr. President.
Mr. Alake.
Coming to those who you say are disappointed. Just a second. Those you say who are disappointed. Nobody, there is no society in the world that satisfies 100% of its citizenry. It's not possible. It's impracticable. And it behoves on you, the purveyors of information, to enlighten the citizenry. I mean, this is an economic warfare that the administration is pursuing to restructure the economy, lay a solid foundation, and let it germinate. So that when it germinates, there is no public policy that does not have a gestation period.
Mr. Alake, just allow me to butt in.
Begin to manifest.
Because you have talked about gestation period, you have mentioned that, I believe you're saying that reforms take time. But I want you to speak specifically, because for many Nigerians, Mr. Alake, for many Nigerians, especially those in the informal sector, the question really isn't about patience, right? It's about survival. With inflation eating away at income and job creation still not meeting the scale of unemployment, I'm wondering how you respond to critics who say this government underestimated the immediate human cost of its economic policies, and that perhaps communication strategies in 2023 were more aspirational than realistic.
No, you see, there is no underestimation of the implications of the economic policy. There is nowhere in the world that economic policies don't have implications. And I did say in my opening remark on this question that you can never make an omelette without breaking the eggs. So there's no implication of, do you want to reduce the implication of breaking the eggs? There's no way. The only thing that you can do is to put in palliatives along the line to cushion the effects of the economic policies. But to say the economic policies will not have casualties, then you must, that is delusional. That is not realistic. That's not pragmatic. We must be pragmatic in our approach to issues. Now, there is nowhere in the world today, my dear brother, there is no country in the world today that is swimming in economic, what do I call it? Economic El Dorado. Is it the United States of America? Is it Britain? Is it Germany? Mention those so-called developed societies of the world that is not going through the economic throes or paroxysms of restructuring today. If you go to London today, the cost of an egg, a crate of egg, when you convert it to naira, you will run away. In fact, you will thank your stars that you are in Nigeria. Not to talk of fuel, not to talk of tomatoes. Go to Tesco in London. Go and price one tomato. Convert the price to naira. You will thank your stars that you are in Nigeria at this very moment. Now, coming to the brass tacks. If we are serious about restructuring this economy, we must have the resilience, the patience, the consistency to go through the throes. And when we go through the throes, definitely the results will become very salutary. It will become very complimentary. It's like Nigerians want to start climbing a tree from the leaves. It's not possible. It's not practicable. We should be able to face the facts and tell our people the truth and not help to propagate delusions and illusions. It is not practicable. We must start to climb the tree from the stem and then climb up. Now, for a country that had never been really restructured economically, for a bold leader to come and restructure it means that we must go through certain pains.
All
and
right.
there's a saying, no pain, no gain.
All right.
We are going through the pains temporarily. Temporarily, the gains are beginning to show. Number one, I told you that there is an increase, humongous increase in revenue accruing to the subnationals. That's a gain.
Absolutely, it is. But I'm just hoping that...
What are they doing with these gains?
I'm sure that the Tinubu administration...
Where the citizenry must direct their
Honorable
focus.
Minister, I'm sure that the Tinubu administration would hope that your position resonates with majority of Nigerians, because the conversation on the street would be, for instance, it's a gestation period. We have broken the egg to make an omelette. But they are saying they haven't seen the body language on the part of leadership. You are not cutting cost. There are certain things that have been on media for the past 2 years that did not resonate with many Nigerians who suffer the shoe where it pinches most. You don't agree with them that they probably need some leadership in that regard so that they can tell that we're all in this together?
Name one such example.
Oh, we have numerous examples. The conversation about building a house for the vice president. Mr. President got a fantastic car. I mean, there's an endless list of examples that we can talk about, but we don't have as much time.
Those are rumors. It is an onerous responsibility of media practitioners to investigate. I am one myself. And in our own days, when we were in active journalism, we don't just listen to rumor and propagate the same. We delve into the issue. We will take pains to investigate. If I were a reporter today, I would look into the background of the story. People don't do background checks. There's no longer sense of history in this profession. For instance, the house of the vice president that you said they are building. Go and look at the house of the vice president currently, right? Now, if you wanted to build such a house, you are not building it for the individual that is occupying it today. You are building it for posterity. And it has to endure. Let me give you an example. When the current president was governor of Lagos State, and he was embarking on infrastructural development of the state, I was a member of that cabinet. I was in the executive council when all of those policies were being enunciated and conceptualized and executed. The Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, that you see today, many Nigerians that came to Lagos less than 25 years ago will never know how that road was. Right? That road was a single lane road. And the governor then said we needed to expand that road. All the buildings that abutted that road at that time, the property owners were afraid that they were going to demolish their properties for the expansion of that road. And we said, no, we are not going to demolish anything. We ended up not demolishing any house, right? But the important thing, significant thing that is relevant to your point is that the governor then, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, said, we must build a road that will last minimum of 25 years without a single pothole. So it had to be more expensive than the one built for 2-3 years. Today, 25 years after, go to Awolowo Road, Ikoyi, and tell me which pothole you see on that road.
All right.
That was built 25 years ago.
I hear you, Mr. Alake.
And
I wish that.
So that is what is being done.
I wish we had all the time, right, Honorable Minister. But the truth is,
I wish so too.
Yes, but I'm hoping that you also got the message, because my job as a journalist is also to intimate you with what the people feel and what they are saying. The people are saying they are not seeing this government cutting costs. The lawmakers are spending billions buying cars. You know, we are building houses at the time where Nigerians are feeling. I can tell you precisely how much I pay for fuel, how it impacts my transportation and my take home as we speak today. So, but just as we wrap up quickly, yes. Honorable Minister, as we wrap up, walk us through.
Sorry, before you wrap up, the Nigerians that you say are complaining legislators are buying cars.
Yes.
Who elected those legislators? Are they not the same Nigerians?
Well, that's the point.
A Nigerian is away from government. Wait a minute. The father a Nigerian is away from government. The more strident and loud he is against government. The nearer he is to government, the more silent he becomes.
But they're not silent, they are talking. Nigerians are talking. Nigerians are expressing their opinions and how they feel about precisely how their leaders, behave. Nigerians are talking, they're not silent. In any way, they aren't, and they can only hope that the leaders are listening to them. Mr. Alake. All right. Good place to leave it. Honorable Minister, Solid Mineral Development, quite an interesting conversation. Thank you so much for talking to us. And then we wish you and the government all the best. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back with more right after this. Stay with us, everyone. Continues, everyone.